Welcome to the Talking Single podcast, a podcast featuring 4 single and successful Black women living in London. Join us each week as we share our stories and experiences, the highs and lows of navigating life, love, and everything in between. And we do all that with a good dose of humor and a whole lot of style. I'm Crystal. I'm a recovering love addict, now happily single. I will be your host today. We hope you enjoy this week's episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Talking Single podcast. It's the last episode in season 3, and it's our podcast anniversary, podiversary. So we're really excited. As we're looking back, we have asked some of our followers to send us questions on Instagram, which we have done. Most of the questions are from the independent podcast community, so we'll be looking forward to answering those. But before we start, I'm Crystal, and with me are your favorite hosts, Keisha, Ribi, and Rashida. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Happy podiversary. So what's the official gift for the podiverse for 1 year in the podiversary? As in, what are we gifting ourselves? I have a wish list, like different things on my wish list.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
I hope Idris Elba is not on that list. If Idris on that list.
No, see, I've decided
God.
I'm not talking about Idris anymore because you guys don't appreciate my love for the essence of Idris. It's
Oh
not
my God.
Idris,
Not even Idris anymore. His essence. Okay.
the
No.
essence of Idris.
Essence. Oh, Lord. Idris.
If anything happens to Idris, they'll be looking for you for his essence. Just go.
I know.
And you have it all down, all recorded, every single episode.
No, I'm explaining. It's not Idris. It's the essence of Idris. It's that thing about Idris that I like. Anyway, let's move on. Carry on.
Moving on. Did you guys think we would get this far? Did you think we would get to a year, 3 episodes?
3 seasons.
3 seasons, sorry. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I just thought, let's go with it. So I'm really proud of us for getting this far.
Yeah. And to think it started on the Eurostar from Brussels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that where it started? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's where we started. I think it was on the way back to London. We had been laughing all weekend when we went. I think that was 2019, wasn't it? End of 2019.
Yeah.
I think we had laughed so much that weekend. And on the way back, we're like, actually, all of this amazing banter needs to be immortalized in the podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of felt like we would stick at it for a while because we just like to talk about everything. And so I kind of felt like, and it was fun, and it continues to be fun. So we continue to do it. So I was kind of hopeful it would continue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've had a really good run. I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
And thank you to our listeners for continuing to for continuing to listen and support us. This podcast has actually been the highlight of the past year. We've laughed, we got emotional, and we have somehow turned Stone Cold Keisha into a warm-hearted human being.
Oh,
How
please.
about that?
Oh,
You're
please.
welcome, world.
So I will say this a little bit later, but I was listening to some of our early podcasts when Keisha was talking about how she's so cold and she doesn't have time for anything and anybody and blah, blah, blah.
I think that hasn't changed because I've not yet found anyone who I still have time for. So, the jury's still out.
You have time for us, though. So
no, but we're talking in the dating game.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. I'll always have time for you girls. Always.
So I'm going to hand over to you, Keisha, to give us the summary of our podcast year.
Okay. So this whole year started with the 4 of us going on holiday and deciding to get this podcast done. And in that time, we've had, I'd say, around 30 episodes. We're now in season 3, and we've covered topics from Black Lives Matter, women's fertility. We've covered sex toys, self-love, and, finding Mr. Right, matchmaking, and pretty much everything across the spectrum. And all this has happened while we've been through a global pandemic. So, we've kept it interesting, to say the least. And it's been great carrying you along the journey with us. I, for one, have found every single episode to be a little bit therapeutic, because not only am I sharing my thoughts with my friends, I'm sharing...
Am I your friend?
You, as long as you love me more than Idris.
Yeah,
absolutely. I know you do. But it's been a good run, and we'd love it if you go back and take a look at our back catalog. We've literally covered everything from A to Z in dating, and it's been absolutely fun. Thank you so much, and happy podiversary.
Yeah, but you still not answered the question.
Okay, go.
What is the 1-year podiversary gift?
Oh my God. Ruby. I thought she was going to say something really serious.
It is serious, because no, wait, let me finish, please.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This has been an important part of my life during this pandemic. You guys have been wonderful. Each Saturday, we record on Saturdays, right? Each Saturday morning is filled with just banter with you women and just chit-chatting. Tuesday, Wednesdays, listen to the podcast. Then my Rashida Fun Friday. So that's been really, really good. And I'd like to allow you guys show your love to me by giving the podiversary gift. You don't have to think of something now. We can talk about it offline. I'll send you my wish list then. Yeah.
We'll print our poster and send it to you. How about that? Ruby, podcast highlight.
Not even too much. Email it to her. Email. Send it via email.
So just because she asked the question, I did a quick check. Mm-hmm. There is an official gift for the first year of podcasting. It is anything paper-based. So I'm going to buy you a pack of A5 printing paper. Send it to you with all my love. How about that?
I don't feel appreciated in this. I don't feel the love in this group. But anyway, carry on, Ruby. I'm just going to be quiet and just sulk quietly.
I will send you a big biro, specifically big, because it's so nostalgic. If you have any preference for colors, black, blue, or red, I'm here for you.
You can buy all three for her.
I'm here big. I don't want her to get overexcited.
Oh,
it's big. Just one.
I don't feel appreciated in this group.
I'm going to move on because Rashida is just darting devil looks at Keisha. Before any blood is spilled. So let me just move on. So we've done a lot of podcast episodes from the very first one. Can you guys think about which one do you think would be our most listened to episode? Any thoughts? Keisha, don't cheat.
I think it's a sex toy. No, I'm not cheating. Okay. I think it's a sex toy. Personally, I think it's a sex toy.
Okay.
Just because you people are filthy.
It's not filth. The sex is natural and it's something that is beautiful, and everybody likes beautiful things. So I think it'll be one of the sex topic related episodes. I think. Okay. I don't know.
Crystal?
Broken vagina.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
All good guesses, but the most listened to episode is actually from season 1. Mm-hmm. It was our second episode where we talked about dating. Oh. So that was the most listened to episode of all our episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys might want to go back and listen to season 1, episode 2, where we break down what kind of dates we liked, what was a good date, what was a bad date. That was when Keisha was really stone cold. So you want to go and listen to that. There was another really good episode, our second highest listened to, when people actually got to meet us. It was our first ever episode. Meet the Talking Singles, and we talked about our personas and what we wanted to do and all of that. So that's also a brilliant episode. Mm-hmm. And then the third most listened to episode, again, was to do with dating. This was our first episode from this season where we talked to the 3 dating gurus. We talked to the Tartan matchmaker, London Love Guru, and Sibono, Brown Bear 30-ish. People absolutely loved those 3.
Wow.
And then the 4th one was, again, from the first season, Lesson to Our Younger Selves. Actually, the seasons that seem to do really, really well were when we talked about relationships and dating and ourselves. Go figure.
Okay, go figure. We must be interesting.
I think so. Just a fun fact that you might want to know. Country with the highest listeners, not surprisingly, is the UK, because that's where we're based, followed by the US. But you might be surprised that we are listened to across 37 countries around the world. Go figure.
Does this mean I'm an influencer now? Because I have listeners in 37 countries.
The worldwide, baby, worldwide.
Oh dear. From as far away as Australia, Japan, Singapore, Macedonia, Turkey, Israel, even Russia. I don't know. So
we have Nigerian listeners. Do we have listeners in Nigeria?
We have Nigerian listeners. We have Kenyan listeners as well.
Okay.
So we have Brazilian listeners. We have Indian listeners. So guys, we're so thankful and so grateful to all our listeners around the world.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone. Thanks, Ruby. And would like to say a really, really big thanks to the independent podcast community for their love and support throughout this year. And I'm going to quickly mention a few names. A big and special thanks to the Bad Cancel podcast for always mentioning us in their episodes. I think they've mentioned us about 5 times now. We heart you, Bad Cancel crew.
Yeah, we do.
Your podcast is bloody hilarious. And if you haven't checked them out yet, go and check them out. They are so funny. And then would like to say thank you to Rosie from the Rosie Perspective podcast. And it's also her podiversary this year. So coming soon, congratulations. Starting Overdrive podcast, Coffee with Kendra, the Diasporadicals pod, and congratulations to them as well, because it's their podiversary this month as well. Thank you to Midlife Crisis podcast, Girl Things, Beauty Unlocked podcast, Xander and Stone, Fun with Friends podcast, and So Fully Single podcast. And last but not least, After Flight Attendant podcast showed us a lot of love this week. And there are so many more I could mention, but these guys truly stand out in supporting us, mentioning us, collaborating with us, and just showing us so much love. But thank you to all the podcasting community, and thank you to everyone that supports us. It's been amazing. And I didn't know there were that many podcasts out there, but it's just been an amazing ride. And their support has meant so much more to us. So thanks to them.
Amazing. Yeah.
So we asked our listeners, our followers on Instagram to send us some questions. So we're going to try and go through as many of them as we can, as fast as we can. So
Jenny, you should keep your answers short.
Yeah, short and sweet, Rashida. Jenny Whitworth, 19, asked us a question. And Jenny actually asked this question way back in March, but in relation to our kink and fetish episode, and I did promise to get her a reply. So anyway, her question is, I recently came across a very rare fetish with a boy I'm seeing. It's called alvinophilia, the fetish for belly buttons. He loves innie belly buttons, especially the deep ones, which works for me as mine is a black hole. He likes to finger my belly button and lick it, and for me to do the same to him. Ha ha ha. He keeps it fluff free. One thing that we've done is a belly button licking 69, laughing emoji. Is it something you discuss in an episode? I'd love to hear all your opinions around this. So, what are your opinions on belly button fetishes, ladies? Yay or nay?
Nay.
If it works for her, I'm happy for her, but it's a nay for me. No.
Okay, now it's a nay.
Yay or nay?
No, nay-ish. If the person wants to lick my belly button, by all means, yeah, do it. But I don't think I'd want to lick anybody's belly button.
I don't think I want anybody licking my belly button either. So I'm sorry. No.
It could be surprisingly erotic.
No.
Belly button is a very sensitive area, but
How is it sensitive?
considering all the other terrible fetishes out there, I think a kink for belly buttons is still tame.
Yeah.
So, yay or nay? Yay or nay?
For me, I don't know.
Yay or nay?
That's a yay for her.
We started again. Moving on.
No, but wait, let me ask.
I don't know.
So I have a question off the back of this. Foot fetish or belly button?
Belly button.
Belly button for sure. 200%.
Wait, what are you doing to the foot?
You're licking the foot.
What do you care?
Or sucking your toes.
Yes, maybe he's giving me a massage.
No. This is like kissing and sucking your toes and using
yuck.
or belly button.
Oh, God.
As long as you have a shower before belly button.
Yeah, so far as the place is clean, like I want to make sure it's clean.
Their true desires is not coming out.
Okay. Sweet and short. Let's go to the next question. So the next question is from our faves, Bad Cancel podcast. And the question is, what episode do you guys consider your best? I think I really liked our episode on contentment, I think, because I feel like we were really vulnerable. It was really heartwarming for me. So that was one of my favorite episodes. And then I loved Broken Vagina because we laughed a lot. Okay. Ruby.
I loved the episode on fertility, and that's the one I think everybody, particularly in their late 20s to mid 30s, should go and listen to for your just to drill in some education and reminders. And my second one was Lessons to Our Younger Selves, because that was so nostalgic. I really loved that episode.
I don't have a favorite episode. I thought all our collabs were just awesome, with the Midlife Crisis podcast, Why Good Kills Carry Last, with Soulfully Single, The Joy of Being Single, the Nonsense of Online Dating. We had Alex from Strike. I just thought a lot of, and then we had so many over the last year, but I just think all our collabs were just amazing. We couldn't stop laughing and talking.
Yeah, Rashida?
I think for me, my personal favorite was the friendship one. And I guess because I hosted it and it helped me, as in while I was researching that episode, I spent a lot of time thinking about the quality and quantity of my friendships and interactions with all the people I call my friends. And it just reminded me that there are some people that are my friends, but I love them more than I thought I did. If that's possible.
Oh, thank you, Rashida.
You're not one of them, lady.
Please.
By the way, I know exactly what I'm giving you guys for the podiversary present. So
Am I getting the Lambo?
No, you're getting the painting of the Eiffel Tower, like I did.
That wasn't an Eiffel Tower. We've discussed this.
Moving on, guys, to the next question. Do you find American accents sexy? This was by Outlaw Blitz.
Nay.
Yes.
Nay from Keisha. Yes from Rashida.
Yeah.
Ribi?
It depends on the tone of the voice. It's not the accent, it's the tone of the voice that makes the difference. Is it deep, like Barry White?
Girl.
Or is it thin and scratchy, like Screech? It depends on the tone of the voice.
Or does it come in a body that has the essence of Idris?
Ruby took it to a dimension. Ruby was like, give me the deep voice. Give me the Barry White.
I love American accent, so it's a yay for me. But I do have issues with how they pronounce some stuff, like aluminium. Guys, come on.
Tomato. Potato.
Or like instead of a router, it'd be like a router.
Router.
What the hell is a router? Or Iraq and Iran. I'm sorry, Americans, but it's Iraq and Iran.
Iraq. Yeah. And then we have one from Starting Overdrive, which is a podcast I also really love. And the question is, what have you learned about yourself being single that you otherwise wouldn't have learned if you were in a long-term relationship? And I know this could go long, but try to keep it short, ladies.
For me is, I guess, I realize as a single woman, I'm self-sufficient and I can do anything I want to do without waiting for people. My initial thing would be, oh, I need somebody to help me paint this wall. But I've just realized, actually, I can do it myself.
And you can do it for your friends too. So yeah, that's really good.
Or I can pay someone to do it for myself. I don't need to do it for myself. I can just pay somebody.
Yeah, you can pay me. Think about it. Don't say no. Yeah.
Let me think about it.
Yeah, let's keep it short and sweet.
Okay, so I very similar to you. I realize that I am happy. I'm actually really happy in myself by myself. I don't need somebody to make me happy. I can do happy all by myself. And that was a big revelation.
Yeah. Keisha?
They've taken all the good ones.
I know, we're so smart.
I think I love myself. As in, like, I do love myself. I'm very happy in my own skin. And I think if I was in a long-term relationship, I might have lost sight of that self-worth that I now have. And, just love being in my own skin. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same as all of you. Like, I've learned to love myself, and I feel like it was a journey. And if I'd been in a long-term relationship earlier on, I would have probably lost myself. So I would say that the unexpected joy of being single, I really found that. And I wouldn't have found that if I was in a long-term relationship. So, yep. And the next question is from Concepts That Made Us. Looking back, is there anything you could change or do differently?
You mean Absolutely. With the podcast or with ourselves?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just say maybe with ourselves.
Okay.
I wanted to say absolutely nothing. I revel in my mistakes as well as in my successes. Love everyone.
Yeah.
So deep.
That's deep, yeah.
I think one thing I would have done differently was traveled more in my 20s. So as soon as I graduated uni and started working and I was making some extra coins, I would have just gone every and anywhere.
I kind of agree with Keisha. I think your mistakes, you learn from your mistakes and they make you who you are today. So yeah, there are things that I would change, but I can't change. And I'm grateful that they've made me who I am today. So yeah, that's my answer. Ruby?
I think I probably would have taken a few more risks in certain areas of my life. I would not have been so cautious about certain things.
Okay. The next question is from Girl Y Podcast. And it is, did you or will you get vaccinated? Why or why not? I haven't got vaccinated yet, but I definitely will, because I think that it's the best thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
Me too.
I'm with you.
Me too. I will get vaccinated as soon as I can. I've called my GP surgery like 3 or 4 times. So when can we get vaccinated? And every time is, Miss Rashida, you will get a text when it's your turn. So
I would, but there are pros and
cons. The next one is from Court Case Podcast, and it's, what are your favorite podcasts that you listen to? For me, it's first on my list is Bad Counsel Podcast because they're hilarious. The second one is Xander and Stone, which is a science and paranormal podcast. And then the other one, Dead On Podcast. It's a true crime podcast, and I love it. So those are my top 3 on Spotify that I'm listening to at the moment.
Yeah.
There are quite a few podcasts that I think are really amazing. Some you've already mentioned, Crystal, but there's one that I really listen to and I really like. It's an HBR podcast called Women at Work, which is really helping women navigate the dynamics of the working environment. I find that really helpful.
Yeah, my top podcast at the moment, apart from us, obviously, is the Say Your Mind podcast with Kelechi. I don't know if you know her, because she has the balls to say lots of things that most of us are saying, and she's unapologetically Black and pro women and pro everything that everyone should stand for. And she's like, I feel like she's that person that if I ever get into a fight, I just need to text her and ask, please, can you come and beat somebody up on my behalf? So I like her. She's hilarious.
Keisha?
There are many that I would say are my favorite, but Spotify would say I'm lying. Literally, apparently, my favorite podcast is BBC Minute. Very unsexy. But I do listen to it every single morning unfailingly. So, hey.
Okay, cool. The next question is from the Salty Speculation podcast. And it's any exciting plans to tease us with for season 4? And I'll just answer this one. We usually talk about season 4 after season 3 has ended. But I have had a few discussions about collaborations, and one of them is with Beauty Unlocked, the Beauty Unlocked podcast. And yeah, so we're thinking on getting her on to talk about the perception of Black bodies in marketing and in the world. So that will be something interesting to look forward to in season 4, but we shall be talking about season 4, and yeah, we'll have some exciting topics then. The next question is from Depths of Dark Side, and it's, what's the worst date you've ever been on? Nice and short, ladies.
Can I go?
Yeah, go.
So I knew I didn't like the guy. So on the Friday before, I told my manager, well, I don't really like this guy. I'm going on a date, but I'm going for the free food. But the joke was on me because we ended up at the O2. I paid £25 for parking. He was an hour late. His 3 cars didn't work. So I had to pay. And he was an hour late. So I paid £25 for parking, waited an hour, was wearing high heels. Okay, no, I didn't end up wearing the high heels. And I paid about £70 for the meal. And
how do you wait an hour for someone?
I'd already left home, so I was driving already. And I'd already left home, so I was just like, ugh. But when I got to work on Monday, I was never going to talk about it. So my manager asked, so Rashida, how was the free food? And I was like, well, the joke was on me. I had to pay for the meal.
Why did you have to pay?
Because 3 of his cards did not work. And I got tired of sitting down, waiting for him to call his bank. So just like £70, no, was not going to kill me. So I just went to swipe the card. And he offered to pay. He offered, yeah, I know, right? I was like, yeah, I got this. He offered to pay me back, but by the time I got home, I just blocked him and added it to my list of
experiences.
Yep, which has given me stuff to talk about today.
There you go.
Isha?
I think my worst date was being picked up by an extremely cute guy.
Ooh.
Extremely cute guy. This was somebody introduced to me. And then got all dressed up, like properly dressed up, expecting to be taken somewhere. And this is why now I always ask, where are you taking me to? You know, back then my head had gone by the handsomeness of the guy. And the guy took me to Lagbo. And I don't know how to explain Lagbo.
What's Lagbo?
That's enough.
Okay, now that we're sort of out of lockdown, you know how all the pubs have seats right next to the road?
Mm-hmm.
This was a place that didn't really actually have a shop. It was just the bar was right along the road in front of a gutter. So you had to cross the gutter to get to it. And then you're sitting on benches right outside. And it was
an organic date.
It was Lagos Island kind of Lagbu. Oh man.
Okay. So I'll tell you what it is. He didn't want you to sit down to breathe in the recycled air conditioner air. He wanted to be organic and all natural.
Organic, everything all natural. All right.
Yeah.
And I was like, all dressed up, like, and so you can imagine nobody else in that place was dressed up. Nobody else in that place was dressed up. Nobody.
Did he tell you to dress up though, or you just assumed that it was?
He said he was taking me out. You know, I mean, what more do you know? Coming to pick me up.
So now you know to ask.
Was there a second date after that?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, so mine is fairly straightforward. I went on this was before. There have been many bad dates. This is the one I can remember. Where met online, and then a few conversations were good. We're meeting up for drinks. He was, I think I've told you guys before, he was half the height he said he would be. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm exaggerating a little bit, but he was twice as old as he said he would be. And he was overly familiar. As in, before I'd even said, hello, how are you? His hand was already around my waist. And I'm like, hell to the no.
That's his eye level, though.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I was so annoyed because I had dressed up. I had left my house. I had gone to central London.
You know.
And I had met this. Oh, I was so annoyed. I went to Five Guys and I ordered a hot dog and fries. And I wolfed it down and then I went home. I was very upset.
Imagine one lipstick, high heels, and a tight dress for a mess.
And to all you boys out there, trust me, we like to dress comfortably. So when we are taking the effort to put these heels on, you know, adjust the wig, put on the lipstick, be painting eyebrows so they are on fleek, it is for a poi.
And then you dress up, and then I had taken a cab to get to the train station to get to the. I was not happy. I was not a happy girl.
Efforts have been made.
Nonsense.
Was there a second date?
I don't even know where. If looks could kill, the guy would be in pieces somewhere right now. Pieces somewhere.
Mine was similar to yours, Ribi. He was black as well. Older than what he said. Half the height. He said he was 6 foot. He was shorter than me.
Wow.
Rude. Kept on trying. Why don't you watch African movies? I don't like African movies. Why should I? But you look African. Your hair is African. Shut up. And then and then he kept on rushing me. So the date was over really quickly. And then I mistakenly messaged him instead of my friend, saying, nice guy, but not for me. And this guy replied back and said, yeah, you're ugly inside and out. Shit. And I was like, dude, I know I am none of those things, you bastard. I didn't reply him, but
no, he does. You don't need to reply that kind of stupidity.
No, I don't need to reply. But yeah, so bad dates. Then he was verbally abusive to me, so that wasn't very nice. Okay, moving on. If you could give a younger version of yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? And very quick.
I would refer you to our lessons to our younger selves episode in, I think, season 2. Go check that out. We covered that properly in that episode.
Season 1.
Maybe season 1, yeah. We covered that.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't part of the podcast at the time.
Okay.
So I think I've mentioned something along the lines today. It'll just travel more.
Yeah, I would say be happy. Be happy. Because I wasn't happy when I was young.
I would say to myself, take it easy, chillax, enjoy the moment, and don't stress.
Nice. I like that. What's your take? Oh, this is from Pods Like Us. What's your take on drinking on a first date?
If you're not going to go get drunk, I mean, a glass is not the end of the world. You know, do it sensibly, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And make sure the drink is poured in front of you or pick up your drink yourself. No biggie. Yeah.
And then this one is similar. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage of choice?
I know Keisha's one.
Go.
Cider.
Yeah.
Because she got drunk on cider one time and called me, so I had to walk her home on the phone to make sure.
You're such a lightweight.
I am.
Make sure she didn't
dear.
fall under the bus. Under a bus.
So I like a dark and stormy, which is
Do you now? Is this men or drinks?
It's a drink.
Is it drink or men? Which one?
It's a drink. It's a drink. Although if I did see a dark and stormy dude,
Mm-hmm.
I will not pass
With
him
a
by.
Barry White voice.
I'll take a sip. But this
A
is
sip or a bite? Which one?
We start with a sip and see where it goes. Rum, lime juice, ginger beer. That's yummy. Absolutely yummy.
Mine is gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Rashida?
I think I always go for a mojito all the time.
Mm.
Yeah, I do like a mojito.
Nice. Then the next one, I don't understand this question, is from the Somewhat Damaged podcast. And it's how many licks to the center of a blow pop? 100?
Depends on how long you want it to last. That's what I would say.
100 licks. I don't know.
Depends on how greedy you are, you know?
Anyone else have anything to say about this one?
No.
Okay.
And you might not be a licker of blow pops. You might actually be someone that bites and chews.
Good for your teeth. That's not good for your teeth.
No, but sometimes you might just
I don't know
like...
what a blow pop is. Is it some kind of candy? Like, what am I
It's
missing?
a candy.
It's a
I
candy.
don't know.
It's a candy on a stick, and then inside you've got gum.
Oh, I would
Those
bite
round
it.
ones, and then
I just crack it.
Fisher is a
into
biter.
Yeah, I crack it into and get to the gum.
Freaky biter.
Bite it right off. Crack it into and chew.
that's not good for your teeth. I'm just telling you now.
Yeah, that's true. So the next two are kind of similar but opposite questions. So I'm just going to ask them in one go. So the first one is from Hunter Barely Know Her podcast. And they were asking, what's a red flag you've ignored? Something you thought was a red flag, but actually was not, or was just a miscommunication. And then Seriously Sinister podcast asked, did you ever ignore any red flags? How bad did it turn out? And how long did you wait?
I don't know how to answer the first one, but the second one was the red flag I ignored was the guy was selfish. I knew that from day one, but because he was dark and cute, I just kind of just kept on making excuses. And I think I lasted for a year and a half and then it exploded badly. But next time I know anyone that is selfish is a no, hell no.
Keisha?
I am stone cold Keisha. I have never ignored any red flags from relationships, dating to even friendships. Hell to the no, get the stepping.
So I ignored a red flag of someone that had anger issues. And I thought, he needs to blow off steam. I should have listened to my instincts and got the hell out.
Yeah, my red flag was also in dating and many red flags, but yeah, I should have ended many relationships earlier than I should have, and I stayed longer than I should have, and I've learnt my lessons though. That won't be happening anymore. So that is the end of all our questions. I think we answered all of them. And if we didn't, I apologize. We don't have much more time. Thank you so much to everyone who's been part of our podcast journey. It's been such an amazing experience. It's just been great. Remember, we're doing a podiversary giveaway. Check out our socials, and we'll be announcing the winner on Wednesday, the day of our podiversary. So look out for that, and remember to enter if you haven't already. And that's a Podiversary season 3 wrap. Ladies, last words.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. I'm looking forward to season 4. And Ruby, Crystal, and Keisha, I wouldn't podcast with anybody apart from you guys. So I kind of sort of love you, but yeah, I do love you guys.
Oh, I will know the depth of your love by that podiversary gift that you're sending to me.
Yeah, so my painting will be delivered on the 12th. I'm an aspiring amateur painter.
Oh,
actually, I'll put a picture on our story so that people can judge if it's indeed.
We don't want to lose listeners
or not.
We don't want to lose listeners.
Actually, I'm doing that.
I think you should.
Oh gosh, guys,
and let them decide if it's indeed Eiffel Tower or not.
Let me please apologize to all the Parisians and French people. Once that post comes up, please don't get offended by the depiction of your national treasure.
Okay, we're going to be cut off soon. So thanks to all our listeners. Love you, appreciate you. Thank you to my fellow podcasters. You ladies are amazing.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this fantastic journey. It's been an absolutely wonderful year. And I hope you'll join us again. Go back and listen to our back catalogue. There's lots of gems in there for you.
Yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you for your support, for your comments, all our followers on Instagram. Thanks once again to the amazing podcast community. And thank you so much, ladies, for making this journey exciting, emotional, amazing. Love you, ladies, so much.
Love you.
Thank everyone for listening to the Talking Single podcast. Thank you for being on this journey with us, and look out for season 4. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Talking Single podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Would love to hear from you. So please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter with the handle @Talking Single Podcast. You can also send us comments or questions with the hashtag @Talking Single Podcast. We are downloadable on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and of course share with your family and friends. Take care and see you next week. Same time, same place.